What's up guys, welcome to the video. Today we're going to learn how to make some lava bases, nice and easy. Let's crack on. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start from a light coloured base. My primer I used today was grey cere, but any light coloured primer will do. The reason we use a light coloured primer is because if you have it black, it's really hard for the colours to show through, whereas if you've got a light colour, white, grey cere, wraithbone, or whatever it is that you use, the colours will be really vibrant and they're going to look awesome. The first two bases, nice and easy. We're just going to base coat these in a red, any red you want. I'm using the red from the Pro Acryl set. For the third base, we're going to do something a little bit different, so we're going to use some wet blending on this one. So you're going to take your red and add these to the outside edges of your circle. Add some orange to the sides of that, and then some yellow in the middle of that, and we're going to wet blend it all together until we get an effect that we like. If you don't know what wet blending is, I've got a whole video on that which I'll link in the description below, but in a nutshell, it's basically just using wet paint on wet paint and blending it together. So you work fast and you work with thicker paint than normal so that it's easier to blend, and then you just keep working it until you get the desired effect. You want to push the brightness even higher, especially with this lava, and trying to make that real super hot section. Add some white in as well. If you're not confident in wet blending, don't worry. The next two bases are going to be super easy. No techniques to this. Anybody can do it. Okay, let's take that orange colour from before, and we're just going to dab this around in random patches. All over the place really, no rhyme or reason. Just stick it wherever you want it. On the second base, we're going to do a similar thing, but a little bit different. So this one, we're going to make little lines, almost like little lava rivers, using that same orange. Orange is quite a thin colour, generally. It doesn't have very high pigment, so you're going to have to do this quite a few times. You're probably looking at 3 or 4 layers at least. So, 2 thin layers, not quite effective enough on this one. Sorry, big dunk. Can then decide that you hate your wet blending and it's all washed out and you want to redo it, so you just go mad in that and do it again. Finally, did it ish. Hope you're ready for the next shot, because this is some real grade A, perfect, amazing YouTuber framing. Get ready for this. Okay, all we're going to do here is put some yellow and start dabbing this around exactly the same as we did with the orange. Same rules apply. Yellow doesn't cover very good, so you probably need a few more coats here. Keep going. Told you that framing was awesome, didn't I? Amazing. When we get to the base with the stripes or the river looking pattern, we're going to use exactly the same. We're going to use the yellow and we're going to just paint this in between the orange and the red, so that we've got all 3 colours across the base. Okay, this is the technical paint Modern Earth. This is the magic in a bottle for this technique. What we're going to do is we're going to take I use a coffee stirrer, or if you've got a specific tool for it, crack on. If you paid the $8 that GW wanted for their spreader, but you take a stick or your spreader and we just spread this across the top of the base. You want this fairly thick, so the way this technical paint works is the thicker you put it on,
the bigger the cracks are, and the thinner you put it on, the more subtle and small the cracks are. So it's up to you to decide and experiment, but even if you want subtle cracks, you need a fairly decent amount on the base. So just spread this all over that painted area that we painted. That's it, guys. We're going to sit there and let that dry now. It takes a good few hours. I always recommend leaving it overnight just to get the best result. They're looking pretty awesome now. The last thing to do is to paint the base rim. Black is always my colour of choice, especially for these because obviously it matches the aesthetic anyway. But yeah, in general, black is the best option, in my humblest of opinions. Brown's not too bad either, but again, for these, you really want black. Do it black. Black. That's it, guys. Nice and easy, easily done. So either I've done some wizarding sort of technical editing skills where I've changed my hair, my beard, my top. Oh God, rogue minis. And I've done the cool stuff, or I've been super lazy and this is weeks after the fact to finish the editing. You decide. But if you want to see more basing videos, you can check out the stuff down here. And if you want to subscribe, if you're not already, check out the stuff here. Thanks for joining. I'll catch you on the next one. Laters.